Well, I finally got around to watching what is now the first of a trilogy of films, the X trilogy. No, it's not about the platform formerly known as Twitter. No. It's a horror movie that starts out about a bunch of people in the late 70s wanting to film a porno. So, and look, this scenario was inevitable when you look at quite a few horror films, certainly of that era and going into the early 80s and whatnot. There was an awful lot of soft core porn. And I got nothing against pretty girls getting naked and all that. It's just when you start splattering blood all over the boobs, boy, it ruins it. You're messing up the pretty. I understand the factor of it and all that is in there, but yeah, I prefer the two genres separate, But nevertheless, the plot seems pretty straightforward and simple. These guys show up there, they're going to shoot this, and they run afoul of the locals who own the land that they're renting the property from. And so there you go. You pretty much know how it's going to go. But the film in and of itself is pretty impressive. It's very well shot. The performances are really good. And it's akin to Boogie Nights meets Friday the 13th, I guess, or something like that, Except Jason is a crazy old lady. Of course, in the original, it was Jason's mom, was the killer. But anyway, here, it's all about the idiocy of pursuing porn and lust for lust's sake. And squandering your life really on obsessing on that. And in the case of the old lady, that's what it's become, even though she's this shriveled up old prune and upset that she's no longer desired and everything. Her husband is like, I'll have a heart attack if I do it, They end up doing it. He doesn't get a heart attack out of that. He does get a heart attack, but not out of that, So, but still, and the play on it of the three women who are involved in the production of this, two of whom are the stars, the other one who ends up wanting to be a star of the porno because she gets all hot and bothered by what they're recording. Same thing with the creepy old broad, and it's really disgusting. And all hell breaks loose, of course. Plus, there's an alligator. You gotta throw that in. But anyway, it flows very well, and it centers mostly on this character Maxine, which I understand the third installment revisits her. The second movie will be a prequel to this one and depict the old lady in her younger days, played by Mia Goth, who plays Maxine. So more to akin that this woman is particularly drawn and obsessed with Maxine and all this sort of thing. Obviously she reminds her of what she once was, and she's longing for that, but well, that doesn't give you a license to go slaughter them because they're young and you're not, but whatever. But the Boogie Nights aspect in it is apparent there, and then these characters would have fit very nicely in that movie. And just kind of how stupid they all are. But Mia Goth does a good performance as her boyfriend is the main producer of all this, and she's got these idiot dreams of becoming a major star and all this type of thing. And but there's something very off about her, which leaves ground for this to be pursued. Makes sense to me that this goes into yet another one, which is currently out, but I'll get to it when I can. But here, and the basics of horror and the slaughter and whatnot, but also just this interesting lure of lust and the pitfalls of it, and especially in like Mia Goth's character is somewhat broken here about it all. There's some regret, but at the same time, she's damned to pursue it. The the other starlet, she's good, it's fine. And then the girl who was supposed to help with the sound, and her boyfriend, he's the one, I guess the director and cameraman of it all. She gets all hot and bothered by everything and is fascinated by the sex and wants to take part in it. And also for the same reasons, the whole thing that's revolving around it is like, hey, you're only young once, as if this moment would satisfy that forever. Seems unlikely. And in the end, what happens to her boyfriend, and he goes missing, and she's like, gee, do you think he's mad at me? Yes. Yeah. And all that thing. So it's a good combination of humor, some rather clever insight into the themes, and of course disgusting horror, the slaughter and everything is pretty bad. But look, the bad guys get what they deserve, so there is that. As far as the gator, he's fine. Don't worry, I don't even think it was real. And the cow, there's a cow that gets hit on the road, but I think that was fake. So don't worry, the animals are fine. The people, well, the stars are fine too, but within the narrative, well, only one walks away, or rather drives away. But look, hey, she earned it, Now there is this thread through it that is mocking, I guess, fundamentalist Christians or what have you, and I thought that's what the whole thing would be, but it's not really the case. Maybe the prequel will add more to it, considering the time period that the old lady's time took place in and all that. But ultimately, whatever you want to say, I don't know if it was their intention or not, but the guy had a point. The pursuit of porn is not a good idea, and what does it get you? And it is fleeting. No matter what you do, you're gonna grow old. But anyway, it was good. It was good. Creepy where it needed to be, and very funny. Yeah, the overall themes and stuff was executed rather well. Could have been very stupid very quickly, but that really wasn't the case. So, gotta admit, I'm a little impressed with X.